a historic arrest across a wide-sweeping criminal enterprise that envelops both the NBA and La Casa Nostra. I'll just highlight some of the details in the case and the FBI work, and then you'll hear from the others. But as you now know, individuals such as Chauncey Billups, Damon Jones, and Terry Rozier were taken into custody today. Former, current NBA players and coaches. What you don't know is that this is an illegal gambling operation and sports rigging operation that spanned the course of years. The FBI led a coordinated takedown across 11 states to arrest over 30 individuals today responsible for this case, which is very much ongoing. Not only did we crack into the fraud that these perpetrators committed on the grand stage of the NBA, but we also entered and executed a system of justice against La Casa Nostra to include the Bonanno, Gambino, Genovese, and Lucchesi crime families.
What's up, y'all? This is Word and Culture, and we got another video, man. This is actually a very hot topic. It's steaming fresh out the oven. Gambling in the NBA. What? Now, obviously, you know, Cash Patel and the FBI is cracking down on the NBA, but I think it's going to trickle down to different sports like the NFL, even hockey. Who knows? MLB, whatever it may be. We just know that this ain't looking good. And now, a lot of people might sit there and think, man, this is a distraction, man. We want the Epstein files. I understand. We want them too. But you know what? Right now, let's talk about it. So before we get into the video, if you haven't done it yet, go ahead and subscribe to the channel, hit the bell notification, and also give this video a thumbs up. We got a lot more content coming your way, so let's get into this video.
Imagine you're making $26.6 million and you're more excited about a $200,000 payout and your name is Terry Rozier. Imagine you're Chauncey Billups, a finals MVP, a head coach, and you're working with the Italian mafia on poker games, helping them over the years win $7 million. Think about that. Imagine you're Terry Rozier, you decide to step out of the game 9 minutes into it, and then that's one of the ways, I just don't feel like playing. He just steps out and goes out and, you know, is stepping out of the game to help a friend win the game.
There he is.
So, Tim, how you doing?
I'm doing terrific. Good morning, guys.
Fantastic.
Good morning.
Fantastic. Appreciate you for making the time. So what do you think about what's going on here?
You know, I think we're just at the tip of the iceberg. I think when you talk about arrests being made by the FBI, I think the guys that are arrested are going to sit down and, you know, be scared to death with what they're facing, and they're going to start to cooperate, and they're going to tell the FBI everything they know, and this thing is going to spread like wildfire, and you're going to find out that this is a lot bigger than it is right now, and it's pretty big.
Tim, why do you think this is why 2 days before this announcement is made, or even 1 day before this announcement is made, Adam Silver, the commissioner of the NBA, was on Pat McAfee? You think that was intentional?
Absolutely. I think he was trying to, you know, get ahead of the fire a little bit and talk about that they need to get gambling under control. And I think that he's going to continue to try to figure out a way to, you know, to put a lid on this. But it's going to be very difficult for him because I think this is widespread. I think it's going to be very damaging to the league. And, you know, I just received a text message from one of the FBI agents that worked my case. And he basically said that they're not going to be able to cover this up like they covered up my case.
Man, that's very, very crazy.
It's crazy
when you really think about it, because we've heard, you know, that people are gambling, that people, you know, they be betting on games, and then a lot of players don't make sense. You're making millions, you're in the pros, and you look garbage. I feel like somebody from the park could try to beat you, but I feel like it has a lot to do with the gambling. It has a lot to do with betting on games and ultimately, you know, like fixing them.
Yeah, I mean, imagine all the friends that all these players have, right? That have influence in their lives. They're like, yo, break us off, right? We helped you your whole life. And you know, gangs or mafia, right? Mafia related, and they want to cut, right? And so they're like, hey, all you need to do is 1 or 2 games, do this for us, man. You're getting millions, man. Just break, you know, give us a heads up, right?
30K,
let us know what you're going to do. And then they you know, they play the over-under, right? So
and these are things that, well, people have been known about this, even since like Pete Rose and before those times, about these sports gambling, and they just made it now legal, right? Because now the institution makes a cut out of it as well.
100%. Yeah.
You know, so it's like everybody's making a cut out of it.
Yeah.
But now, you know, because these people are abusing the loopholes, now they have to crack down on it before it gets even on a crazier level.
Yeah.
But I mean, this goes back even. I mean, this is why I love what the Bible talks about, you know, money, right? Because the Bible doesn't explicitly talk about gambling, but it does talk about, you know, stewardship, greed, money, and things of that nature. And in Ecclesiastes, it says that, you know, he who loves money will never be satisfied with it. So yeah, you know, you're gonna, you know, gambling is gonna promise you satisfaction, but it's always gonna increase that craving.
100%. 100%.
it's
Proverbs
crazy.
Proverbs 20:21 says an inheritance gained hastily in the beginning will not be blessed in the end.
Yeah.
A faithful man will abound with blessings, but whoever hastens to be rich will not be unpunished. Proverbs 28:20.
Yeah.
What is that saying, man? It's saying that, you know, the greed, people wanting money, people wanting it the fast way.
Yeah.
And one thing that I know, you know, growing up in the hood, growing up in Alapata here in Miami, is that, hey, fast money comes, fast money goes.
Yeah.
That's the saying.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
that's the
saying?
saying,
So it's like, man, like, and you know what's crazy to me is this. How are you making millions? And you want to gamble like Terry Rozier? He made 200 grand. What is 200 grand? You probably made over $100 million in your career, your NBA
What?
career.
He ain't doing it for himself, but you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Like,
he's
Well,
doing it
I
for- for
understand.
he's doing it for somebody
For
else.
somebody
You know
else.
what I mean?
But the thought of doing
Yeah,
that
exactly.
for somebody else and putting your career in jeopardy or even your livelihood, because the feds are involved now.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So it's not like you're just gonna lose your career. Now you might be looking at time, 15 to 20 years. God forbid.
People are stupid, bro. People are straight up dumb.
Money is a good slave, but it's a bad master. Think
Yeah.
about it. It's. I mean, it's the love of money.
It's the love of money,
There's
bro.
nothing wrong with money. The issue is the love of money
Yeah.
because it amplifies those. So this is my philosophy. This is what I think is that money doesn't necessarily change you. It just amplifies who you already are.
Mm.
So if you're already greedy at the bottom, you're gonna be even more greedier at the top.
You're gonna be a dictator at the top.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Straight
It varies.
communist.
Yeah.
But let's keep listening to what the referee, the ex-referee, has to say.
Tim Donaghy.
What's the difference between this case and your case?
You know, I think the David Stern was able to basically put a lid on it and paint me as one bad apple, the only guy involved, and nobody else did anything but me. And you know, we were going to move on from it. You know, the FBI said that there was 6 or 7 other people that they wanted to indict, and this got shut down from the highest level. And then I find out, you know, after I go to jail that you know, a guy by the name of Greg Andres, who was the head of the Eastern District of New York, took a job at a law firm and all of a sudden got all the outside legal counsel work for the NBA. So, you know, it was a situation where David Stern really ran that whole investigation, and it got shut down by the, you know, highest level people in regard to other people being involved.
Tim, so this is a bigger question for me. One of the stories was where is it Damon Jones, I think, was that gave a and maybe I'm saying this incorrectly, but one of the players that was a teammate of LeBron gave word that he may not be playing the game to a guy on the outside. Do you think this is going to be tied to some NBA superstars as well? And Chauncey is a superstar. He's an NBA champion, you know, finals MVP. He's absolutely a superstar, a head coach. But do you think some major superstar names could be tied or linked to this case here?
Absolutely. I mean, when you talk about wire fraud, that's a law that, you know, is can be applied to many different things. And if you're just calling your buddy and telling them that somebody's not playing, you know, even if it's a nonchalant comment, and you're transferring that over state lines, that's wire fraud. And that's what I was charged with. So, yeah, there's no doubt in my mind some of these star players might have been, you know, saying something to their buddies back home that they weren't playing, or one of the other guys weren't playing, or they weren't 100%. And bets were placed and money was made. You know, I think that, you know, sometimes people with power and money feel like the rules don't apply to them, and they're not going to get caught. And you get a little bit cocky like I did and think that you're going to get away with something like this. And you just don't. You eventually always get caught.
What is the approach that the mob takes? You know, a lot of times I've had a lot of the folks in the mob, you know, on, and I've talked to Michael Francis on how closely they work with the NBA and college. And remember back in the days with, you know, UNLV, and you would hear stories about some of the guys in Vegas that would go to UNLV, and LJ and Stacey Ogman and Jerry Tarkanian. Of course, a lot of these were allegations. But what is the mob's approach when it comes down to NBA players? Why is it that a lot of the mob is tied and they target NBA? And by the way, this may open up to the NFL. Stephen A. Smith said that, they may be coming after the NFL. They may be coming after WNBA. What is the mob's approach when it comes down to working with the NBA?
Yeah, it's not just the NBA that it is. This is going to be widespread into other, professional sporting teams also. And, it's just a situation where, you're hanging out with the wrong people different times, and people are connected to the mob, and you get comfortable with somebody, you think they're your friend, and the next thing you know, they have something on you, or you're in a enormous amount of debt to them for some reason, and they have their claws into you, and they're going to put pressure on you to do things for them in regard to information, so that they can continue to make millions and millions of dollars.
Wow.
This
That's
is in the
exhausting.
trenches, bro.
Yeah, that's exhausting, man. What do you guys think about that?
I didn't know the mafia existed anymore. Thought they went away.
Oh man, I know one thing.
Stay low key.
I know that Michael Jordan, which is the greatest basketball player of all times, he was a big gambler.
Yeah.
Now, this is in the 90s though, so I don't know how prevalent that was in the 90s.
The conspiracy was what? That
Like he
they
left
killed
to
his
play
dad
baseball.
over it, right?
Or that he went to
Oh,
play
sorry, they
baseball.
unalived him.
Why
Sorry.
you gotta say that, man.
Oh man, that's it.
Allegedly.
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 There goes the algorithm.
No. As long as we is allegedly, so you're fine.
Allegedly.
But yeah,
Right, but
yeah.
that was a big
There-
storyline.
There's some big conspiracies. The reason why he left for 2 years and he went to go play MLB, because they told him that he needed to do so.
Yeah.
Because otherwise, I mean, the
He
man
owed
would have
big
won.
money, right? He would play cards,
Yeah,
poker.
he was a heavy smoker. Eyes
He would-
bloodshot,
He would gamble golfing.
golfing.
Right?
I mean, he was a very
Everything.
competitive
Everything.
person.
I'm interested to see what are the other, because bro, this goes beyond Chauncey Billups, Jones, and Rozier, bro. This goes beyond. I'm pretty sure that it goes even to the top superstars in the leagues as well, bro.
Yeah.
I mean, in one of the videos, I think LeBron James was even mentioned as not as part of it, but dude, it's just man, it's just interesting what's gonna unfold, man. If they go down this rabbit hole.
Guess we can call him Chauncey Bill Downs.
First and foremost, I found it kind of I disagree with PBD when he said that Chauncey Billups is a superstar. Chauncey Billups is not a
No,
superstar.
he's not.
He's a star.
He's a star. He's an all-star.
Yeah, he's a star.
He's definitely not a superstar.
No.
Superstars
Superstars are another caliber.
But
player.
would you be surprised if people like players like LeBron,
Never's gonna happen.
no.
Never gonna
Nah.
happen.
he's too protected?
Never
yeah,
gonna happen.
I say super.
Never in a million years.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nope. Won't
I
happen.
mean, if he hasn't been hit with steroids, he's definitely ain't gonna get hit with no
Never gonna. It's never gonna happen, bro.
Nah.
No way.
Nah.
He's too insulated.
Yeah.
Yeah, listen, I think that it's something. I mean, don't get me wrong, I'm not against it because I like what Cash Patel and the FBI are doing. They're cracking down on crime because Stephen A had comments, and Stephen A said, "Oh, this is a revenge tour for Donald Trump."
Donald Trump.
Yeah.
First of all, and then they asked Cash Patel, "What do you think about Stephen A's comments?" And he said, "Well, that's the most idiotic, dumb thing I've ever heard because we're just cracking down on crime.
Yeah.
That's our job."
You know what world that I live in terms of politics? How many times, for one incident after another, have I said, Trump is coming? He's coming. I'm going to say it on national television again. Bad Bunny is performing at the Super Bowl, and all of a sudden you hearing ICE is going to be there, looking to engage in mass deportations. The Super Bowl, disrupting things. Big night for the NBA. Wembanyama put on a show. That has now been smeared because we're talking about this story, okay? Remember, Trump has a long, long history connected to the world of sports because he had those casinos. Where do you think folks were coming half the time? I'm not talking about individuals. I'm talking about the culture.
Great. By the way, this was so wild. Stephen A. Smith, the sports commentator, suggested that this was revenge from the president for all the kind of left-wing activism of the NBA. Your response to that, 15 seconds.
I'm the FBI director. I decide which arrests to conduct and which not to conduct. That may be the single dumbest thing I've ever heard out of anyone in modern history, and I live most of my time in Washington, D.C. It's right up there with Adam Schiff. We arrest people for crimes.
That's our job.
That's his job.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Which is
It's
true.
It's
Yeah.
true.
You know-
you know what's crazy is like when the FBI cracks down on something, is because they've already been investigating this
Oh,
for, like,
100%.
over at least 4 to 5 years.
100%.
Even more.
Whether they choose to enforce it or not,
Yeah, that's a different
right?
story.
And then start arresting people. That's what changes, right? From
Yeah.
administration to administration. But they're collecting stuff all the time.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
what do you think happens with Christian athletes, right? Because there's Christian athletes here in the NBA.
that are involved? Or?
Not that are involved, but I mean, I'm pretty sure that since they're out on the floor on a night-to-night basis, they see things that they probably question, like, okay, why is this? Or they even probably hear each other. It's like going to work and you hear your coworkers talking about things that are not, like healthy or things that are not like good and everything, but you're kind of just there. You know what I mean? Like,
Do you feel like a Christian would be a partaker for not saying anything? That's tough.
that's a good question.
That's tough
dude.
because listen,
That's a good
for
question.
Christians out there that work for a Fortune 100 company, and the majority of these Fortune 100 companies, they're all about inclusion.
Mhm.
They celebrate, Pride Month. They celebrate all these things that are totally against Christianity. What do you
Yeah.
do there? So
that's a
it's
tough
tough, man. I mean, if I was
Yeah.
an NBA player and I was and I am a believer,
Yeah. But I think
I mind my business. I'm sorry, but
yeah.
that's me.
But I think there's a difference between like you're there at your job, you're
Mhm.
doing your job to the glory of God,
Mhm.
right? And then what you do outside of your job, obviously you're gonna influence by the way that you behave at your job, influence the people and everything. But I think that's a whole different topic outside of work, right? And your job, I think I'm with you. I think I'll remain quiet while I'm doing my job. I'm playing my game. This is what I practice for, to feed my family.
Yeah.
I'm doing it to the glory of God. Whatever these other people are doing behind the scenes, that's on them.
Yeah, it's on
Yeah.
them. I mean, you
That's
can't really
on
get
them.
involved.
What
in
what
it.
I think is crazy about this story is that they actually arrested these people, right?
Yeah.
It wasn't just like allegations or an indictment or they sent them like some charge. Like Terry Rozier's not on the bench. Like that dude's in jail right now.
Well, him
right?
and Billy.
And
Billups got
Billups
bonded
and
out.
Damon Jones, right? Yeah, I'm
Jones.
sure they got bonded out, but they
Well,
literally got arrested.
Yeah.
Well,
Yo, give the Heat's first round pick back. Give it back. All right, do the right thing, NBA. Adam Silver, give it back.
yeah, because bro,
Shady, bro.
I remember when I was watching Terry Rozier play with the Heat, bro. He looked garbage.
Yeah.
But the
Like,
thing
bro,
is,
ain't no way this man's
Yeah.
a pro player.
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
what is you doing?
but
Yep.
the Hornets knew about this when they dealt him,
Well,
right?
that's when he
this all
started
went
with
down in
that's
Charlotte,
when he
not
started
with the Heat, right?
with the gambling.
Yeah, that's when it happened.
That's actually one of the
And the
accusations. is
investigation
when
by
he
the
was-
NBA started
That's what I'm saying.
when
yeah.
he was with the Hornets.
Yeah, it's
So-
like what JC was saying that
Give it
when
back.
when the feds get involved, they've already
Build
done
that
the
case.
homework. They built the case for like years.
Years.
That's why when you see a lot of gang members and they get hit with RICOs, you done.
You're
Yeah.
done. There's
And
no
you know
way
what
going out.
And I think it's
Unless you're
telling you-
6'9".
Think of how big of a problem this is. The NBA investigated it and didn't do anything,
Mm.
right? Like,
Bro, you
'cause
don't
they
think
know how
Adam Silver's
deep it
involved?
goes. Of
Yeah.
course, of course.
But it's like
right?
it's like what the referee
It-
said though. He's like, there's people that have a lot of
It's
power,
gonna
have a lot
trigger.
of money, and think that they can get away with it because they're untouchable.
Yeah, that not even the NBA wanted to touch it.
Yeah,
themselves.
yeah. It's
you
it's
know?
like I mean, think about it. The mafia's behind it. Look, at the end of the day, bro, you can have all the money in the world. If the mafia's involved, you know that your
Good
life, your family's lives, they're all in danger
Mm.
if
Yeah.
you don't follow the rules.
That's a good point.
One thing that happened in boxing was exactly that. The mafia destroyed boxing.
Oh yeah, big time.
Everything was. I mean, the
unbearable.
mafia literally ran
It still does.
boxing, and probably still is. With
Still
Don
does.
King was there, and bro, these
Still does.
promotions, these promoters,
Mhm.
and everything
Yeah,
they
yeah.
used to see. In
all these
boxing,
promoters
bro,
are all mafia guys.
they're all
Yeah.
mafia dudes, bro.
Yeah.
They're all mafia dudes. Listen,
unfortunate.
Like what you
I'm
doing
not
around?
saying-
What are you doing around the fighter? Like,
right?
because you own him.
Yeah.
You putting money
Listen,
into his campaign.
One of the boogeymans and he's a promoter in the rap game. His name is Jay Prince. He is one of the boogeymans in the hip hop industry.
Hmm.
And you know what he is? He's a boxing promoter.
What?
Yep. He's a boxing promoter. So that's to
Yeah,
tell you
that's
that
wild.
they get involved.
Yeah,
And the thing about it is that he runs it as a mafia. He
mafia.
runs it. What he was doing in the hip hop industry. Now, all this is allegedly, obviously. I don't know Jay Prince personally. I'm just speaking about the things that I've heard.
Mm.
And these are opinions also, so
allegations.
allegations.
Gilbert
so.
Arenas came out saying something about the.
Well, Gilbert Arenas is having a ball right now because he's snitching on
yeah,
everybody.
he's snitched. That man
Because
is.
he was the first one to get hit.
Yeah,
That guy con una cotorra.
Man, that man said, man, I'm snitching on everybody going down.
He's singing on everybody, bro.
Hey, make snitching fun.
Make snitching great again.
and make snitching great again, bro.
Nah, cut.
What's wrong with that?
Chill out, bro.
Well, nah, I don't live by the street. Hey,
Hey,
I'm
facts.
not.
Hey, you know
I'm
what?
not a
You
gang
right,
member.
bro. You
Listen,
right.
I'm
You
not. I'm a
right.
regular civilian.
You're right.
If I'm snitching,
You're right. You're damn right.
I ain't no gang member. I don't. That code doesn't apply
that
to
code,
me.
yeah, that code ain't applying to me, bro.
I'm a
Nah.
regular
I
civilian.
ain't getting involved, bro.
That's it, man. That's
I ain't
the best
getting
thing you
involved.
could do, man.
I ain't getting involved.
All
I'll
right.
be like,
So,
hey, yeah, that guy right there, yeah, go. I don't know who that guy is, but you can search him, dog.
I ain't
hey,
getting
listen,
involved.
and you know what's crazy? It's like the referee said, the ex-referee, he said that it's only gonna spread like wildfire. Why? Because when they sit you and they scare the hell out of you, you're gonna start
Give
singing.
you real prison time.
You're gonna start singing.
Oh, yeah, real
hey, listen,
prison
you're
time,
facing
yeah.
20 years unless you give me names. We'll drop it down to 10, and then we go work
like
from there.
3, like Diddy.
Yeah,
Or
like 6ix9ine.
Like 6ix9ine
Yeah.
too, yeah.
Because I think Diddy was more money. Like he was a billionaire, bro.
I can't believe he got
6ix9ine?
4 years, bro.
6ix9ine said, "Man, what you want to know?
Yeah. I'll tell you
Oh,
everything.
I'll tell you anything. I'll tell you everything." And that's exactly what's gonna happen. Because remember,
but
these
look at that. That was,
these
that was
NBA
the end of his career, though.
these who
6ix9ine.
man, you
he's still
man,
getting money.
man.
That guy's
He's
still getting
He's still
money.
getting
Bruh.
hits.
What hits?
Bro, he got
I don't
hits.
know, but
He's
he's
hitting
still
his
getting
girlfriend?
money.
No, you know what he did though? He's smart. He shifted to the Spanish industry.
Oh,
He
maybe.
started making
Yeah,
hits
exactly,
in
yeah.
the Spanish industry
Yeah.
because he speaks both languages. But anyways, these NBA players are not gang members.
Yeah.
So when the feds get involved and they sit you down, all that, superstar treatment, all that
Mhm.
money, the
That don't-
bag,
that don't
all that goes out
nothing.
the window, bro. You facing 20 to 25 years. What you want to do?
Yeah. But
What you mean what I want to do?
yeah.
I'll give you the list. Let me
I want my life.
give me a pen and paper, boy. I'll start singing. That's it, bro.
Facts.
Um,
These NBA players, man, they telling you this is why it goes back. Heart change, man. You need to have your heart change, bro. If you don't repent and put your trust in Christ and have a different mindset on stewardship and money and greed and covetousness, boys, it won't lead you nowhere good
Yeah.
at all, man. At all. It is what it is.
You
Just
know-
calling a spade a spade.
Proverbs says that a wise man sees trouble and he flees, man.
Ooh, that's a
So
good one.
why would you put yourself in those predicaments, especially? And I understand a lot of people might not understand scriptures or understand the wisdom that the Bible gives because they don't believe in
Mhm.
God,
Yeah.
But it's sad when we're seeing these athletes fall into these predicaments.
Yeah.
Well, because, right, they serve money as their master.
That's their
Right?
masters. Yeah,
No one can serve two masters. You will hate one or love the other.
that's right.
They serve money.
They serve money. They chose money over God.
Yeah.
But nonetheless, man, I believe that God is still moving in the NBA. God is still moving in sports.
Facts.
We see it all across sports with the NFL, college football, you name it, man. And God is doing something special.
Mhm.
People are coming to Christ. And my only advice to these NBA players would be get involved with what God is doing. Forget the
Facts.
gambling. Put that to the side. Forget the mafia. Don't be
Mhm.
scared of what they could do to you, but rather yet be afraid of He who could destroy both body and soul in hell. So your eyes should be focused on God and what God is doing. All right. So yeah, that's pretty much
Facts.
it, man.
Facts.
To the next one. Deuces.
Peace.